Hey guys, my name is Pratik Parikh and I work as a DevOps engineer at Symbian. When I'm not working, I'm reading books and watching movies and solving Rubik's Cube. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me for that. And there will be a QR code somewhere on the screen and you can scan and we can get connected on LinkedIn. So I'll be talking about internal development platforms, what it is all about, how to create one, what are the benefits of using one. So let's start by talking about DevOps engineers, right? Or developers. So usually as a DevOps engineer, what happens is I get requests from developers saying, hey, this is my branch. Can you deploy it to production? Can you deploy it to different kind of stages? Or can you scan it for vulnerabilities? Can you run an automation test? And these are important tasks, but I don't want to do those. I want to do something better. I don't want to do these manual tasks. So instead, what I should be asking developers, can you do it yourself? But developers, they just want to care about code. They don't want to learn, or they shouldn't care about how the deployments work behind the scenes, or what DevOps tools are used, or what processes are used. So instead, what I should be doing, or what you should be doing as a DevOps engineer or a DevOps team, is that create a script, maybe a few scripts. You can then convert it into a CLI tool, REST API, or maybe a nice UI where the developers will send their requests, and internally it will run all those kind of tools that you have and create the deployment for them. And that is exactly what an IDP is. It is internal to your organization. It is for the developers to use, and it is a platform. It can also be a service. You can call it what you want, call it a portal or whatever. So what are some of the benefits here? As a DevOps, you don't have to, since developers are doing things themselves, you are free to do other tasks. And the developers are not blocked on any person's availability or a specific team's availability to do specific functions. And that in turn converts to faster Scrum cycles, faster time to market for your software. And any kind of change that you want to do or the developers want to do is always like a configuration away, and you should strive to make things configurable. So anytime a developer wants to, like, for example, create a new database instead of using an existing one with their deployments, all they have to do is like change a config value, and that's it. So what about, yeah, I mean, these are all the benefits. I mean, I'm blanking out, but that's fine. So what are some of the implementation ideas? So let's say you are using Kubernetes, and one of the best ways to get started with an IDP for Kubernetes is using Helm. So in Helm, you have something like a values file, which will let you do configuration. And what you can do is, for the developers, create a form. And what the form will do is the developers will fill their values, whatever they want, and the form will then convert that into a Helm values file, or maybe override certain values. And that's how you can get configuration. So the developer will never know what is happening behind the scenes. They are just editing a form. You have checkboxes, radio buttons, things like that. If they want to create a new database, they'll do like click a checkbox. They'll have different values. They will have preset values. If they want to override something, maybe number of CPU memory, number of connections for the database, they can do so. So that's how the developers will use the IDP. They will use a form. UI, API could be anything. And internally, the IDP will do all the hard work of running Helm update, upgrade, and so on. Similarly, if you're using cloud, you can do the same thing. You can use CloudFormation for AWS. You can use Azure Resource Manager templates, Bicep templates. If you want to go cloud agnostic, or you want to do on-prem, you can use Terraform, Ansible. There are various tools. It will be similar to the Helm approach. You will have some kind of API or UI, and behind the scenes, you'll run all these Terraform commands, or any other commands, and you will create resources. Now, these would be your cloud resources instead of Kubernetes resources. So you could have subnets, virtual networks, S3 buckets, and Lambda functions. Could be anything. What if you are using cloud, Kubernetes both, or you're using some other service? You can do the same for other services as well, especially if you're using cloud and Kubernetes together. What you can do is like create something like a custom resource, and all your Kubernetes resources could be like under the ownership of the custom resource. It will also help you for cleanup. You delete the custom resource, everything else gets deleted. If you're a fan of Kubernetes, as you should be using it. What you can do is use controllers, operators, and then use those custom resources along with your operators to create cloud resources also. You can do that if you want to. You can apply appropriate tags and labels so you can identify what was done with it. Yeah, thank you.